You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello and welcome to this episode of Unstoppable Actors, where I'm going to be sharing with you the hidden prep behind Oscar-winning performances. Now, you might not see yourself as an Oscar winner currently, maybe you don't believe that's possible for someone like you, or maybe you do really want that, but you just don't know how you can go from here, this moment right now where you are, to there, to being that Oscar winner. Well, I'm going to help you, because with the right skills and being an active participant of your own acting career, anything is possible, and I mean absolutely anything. So please don't discount those thoughts and those dreams that you have in your head. My acting student, Ben Sora, got cast from a self-tape into a Hollywood film with a Hollywood director, Justin Lin, who's directed Fast and the Furious. And with his method acting skills that he picked up, he didn't feel out of his depth when he was on set being directed by this big world famous director. He had an incredible time and he continued to learn more and more, and he could show up as a professional because he'd got these skills under his belt. And if this can happen for him, it can absolutely happen for you, because you just do not know what opportunities are going to be presented to you. You can't control that. But what you can control is your skills, your craft, your preparation beforehand. So you have to tell yourself the story every single day that I am in the process of becoming an unstoppable actor. I am preparing myself for big opportunities that are going to come my way unexpectedly. That's the first thing, getting your mindset in check. And then, as I said earlier, you've got to be an active participant of your own acting career. That means practicing your craft regularly. So when those big opportunities come to you, you're ready for them. You're prepared. You've put in the hours beforehand. You're not scrambling around and rushing last minute to try and connect. You've already done that work beforehand. When you are practicing your craft regularly, when you've got your mindset in check, you're more likely to put yourself out there in the industry because you feel confident. And one of the best ways you can prepare yourself is by using method acting, because method acting is the world's most reliable acting technique there is. It can get you out of any sticky situation, and you will still look like a professional actor, even though on the inside you might be panicking, thinking, oh my God, this performance is going from bad to worse. But on the outside, you look like a pro, and then you just crack on with the method acting exercise that you need to get you out of the sticky situation. And before you know it, the scene is back on track and you are giving your audiences goosebumps. Now, Ben trained with me in method acting, and the majority of Oscar winners are method actors. So let's take an incredible actor, Daniel Day-Lewis, as the example in this episode. Now, I don't know Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm not going to pretend I do. I don't. But I've studied him enough, and I've worked with actors myself who have worked with him, and we'll come to that shortly. So I know a little bit about his process, but I don't know him personally. I've never met him. So just wanted to get that out of the way first in case anyone thinks, oh, she knows him. I don't. Daniel Day-Lewis is renowned for doing thorough preparation for his characters, and he is the only actor in the entire world who has won the Academy Award for Best Actor 3 times. So you can learn a lot from the way he works to get yourself to those award-worthy performances as well. So one of the first things he does when he gets on set is he gets to know the cast. He develops a good relationship with them. This is absolute key for you to deliver incredible, mind-blowing performances, because what he's doing there is he is not just developing friendships, he's developing trust with the other cast members. And if there isn't trust when you're on stage or on set between cast members, it's going to be very, very hard for you to get emotionally vulnerable and to take risks with your characters. It has to feel like this trust between all of you. I know this because a good number of years ago, I did a short film called Shut Your Mouth with Stephen Graham and shared a scene with him. And Stephen Graham has worked with Daniel Day-Lewis on Gangs of New York. And when we did Shut Your Mouth, it was after he'd done Gangs of New York with Daniel Day-Lewis, and he was talking about the process of working with him and what it was like to act with someone like that. And this is one of the things that he said, is that he gets to know the cast members first, and he'll play card games like Shithead with all the other cast members. If you've never played that card game before, it is so much fun. It creates a relaxed atmosphere. It creates a vibe between everyone. So then when you get in on set, it feels good between you all because you've made friends. And as I've already said, you can trust each other, and trust is the biggest thing when it comes to being vulnerable with your character and with challenging scenes as well. One of the other things that he does in that pre-performance prep is he explores the character's voice and physicality. So not just the emotional world of the character. And this is where a lot of new and early career actors trip up. They focus so heavily on the emotional connection and the internal world of the character that they forget about the voice, they forget about the physicality. Now we need all three things in place. We need the voice, the physicality, and the emotional world to create a living, breathing, walking, talking human, not just a character. One of Daniel Day-Lewis's most famous quotes in the acting world is, "A voice is such a personal reflection of a character." And that's how important it is to him, because a voice tells you so much about a person. So if you know you get sucked into the habit of focusing very heavily on the character's internal world and their emotions and making sure you can connect emotionally, just remember you've got to also make some choices around their voice and their physicality and their mannerisms and physical habits as well. And here's one way you can start to get into the habit of remembering that you've got to make physical and vocal choices about a character. Whenever you're out and about, you can people watch. So me and my partner the other day went to a cafe to work, and there were so many incredible characters in this cafe, all with a variety of different voices, different ways of expressing themselves. They obviously all had their own personalities show up in the clothes that they wore, in the energy, and it was so fascinating to watch. So I definitely recommend, if you can at some point, go and work in a cafe for an hour, or even just take yourself to a cafe for an hour and just go and people watch, because you will fill your imagination up. There's inspiration everywhere. I had so many ideas in my head for characters. I was like, my God, I could use that lady's voice or her accent or his little mannerism in my next characters. You're literally filling up your well with ideas of what you can do for future characters that you're going to play. And it's so much fun as well as being so interesting. And you just got to remember that being an actor is like being a magpie. You've got to steal from everywhere. So steal voices, steal little ticks that you've seen, little quirks, little habits in people, and put them into your characters. And then it doesn't feel like it's a challenging process. It feels fun, it feels easy, it feels effortless. And then the other thing that all top actors do, not just Daniel Day-Lewis, this is all actors who are at the top of their game, is they figure out who this person is. So they ask themselves, who am I? Not meaning about them, but meaning the character that they're playing. So they figure out what motivates this character, what irritates them. When you ask yourself that, you're going to start revealing deeper layers to this character and not just play a one-dimensional character. You'll play a three-dimensional character. Now, the other thing Daniel Day-Lewis does is when he's on set, he stays focused between takes. So he'll stay in character and he'll go and do things between takes that the character would do. So again, as I told you, I worked with Stephen Graham many years ago, and he said that when they were filming Gangs of New York, Daniel Day-Lewis would take himself off between takes, and he'd go and sharpen knives or chop wood. He'd just do things that his character would do. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that. That's not what method acting is about, but you can do it if you know that you lose your focus easily. This just allows him to keep the character up so he doesn't drop it, and so he keeps the same consistent level throughout takes. But that's a choice. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But the other thing that he does, which is very refreshing and very inspiring, is between filming, he goes back to regular life, to reground, to fill himself back up on life, to dive fully back into life and be a normal, everyday person, not an actor who's having a whole different array of experiences. And this is what any method actor will do, is they will immerse themselves in their own life as well, because when you're immersing yourself in your own life and you're living it fully and presently, you've got so much that you can draw upon to use with your characters. Life experience makes you a richer actor. Now, he's at a stage, Daniel Day-Lewis, where he can do that. He can go back to life and fully focus on that. I don't know whether he practices his craft or not in his day-to-day life, but he's put the hours and hours and hours of practice in leading up to all these big films, with his training, with the preparation that he does with his character, and that's why he's become a master of his craft, and that's why he's the only actor who has won 3 consecutive Oscars for Best Lead. Now, you can take 10 minutes a day to practice your craft, but you also need to live your life as well, so you've got lots to draw upon. And I've created an incredible challenge called the Step into Character Challenge, and it's available inside of the Method Actors Circle. Now, what happens is you get one challenge every week for 4 weeks. You can complete it in your own time, and each exercise builds on top of the other so that you can start immersing yourself in the character and living and breathing the character out of every pore of your skin, very much like Daniel Day-Lewis does, and like all these top actors at the top of their game. The Method Actor Circle is usually £35 a month to join, but I'm giving you access to this Step into Character Challenge for £5 because I want to make it as easy as possible for you, because I want you getting ahead of the game. Don't be that actor who waits until January the 1st, 2026 to start working on your craft again and to start feeling motivated again. Even if you don't feel motivated now, just take the action anyway. And then you'll start to feel good, you'll feel proactive, and you'll have something to write about to casting directors and agents come January 2026. So I've left a link for you underneath this episode to join the Step into Character Challenge. It's only £5. If you want to continue the membership after, you can. If once you finish the Step into Character Challenge, you have had enough and you don't want to do any more, that's absolutely fine. The discount is applied automatically at the checkout, so you don't need to worry about discount codes or anything, but you are going to arm yourself up with some incredible method acting exercises, and you are going to become an incredible actor who is solid with their craft. I cannot wait to see you inside the Step into Character Challenge. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors Handbook, so you can become an unstoppable actor.